Good afternoon and welcome to Thursday Thought for today. 'Tis the season to be what? Well, the song says jolly, and I suppose if that's what you want to be as you're decking the halls, that's fine and dandy, but for me, 'tis the season to be between holidays. Yes, Thanksgiving 2023 is now in the record books, and Christmas of 23 has yet to descend on us. We're in that in-between time. That time when we hear holiday music everywhere, when we make plans and watch the weather forecast, when we decide where we will celebrate the holiday and with whom, when we spend entirely too much money on things, and when at least some of us try to remind ourselves of the real reason for the season, a time of thanksgiving and celebration of the coming of God Himself to humanity. And yet, even if with all of this hurrying, all of this overspending, the planning, the traveling, there's value in this in-between time. This time can be a reminder of several things, not all of which have to do with the holiday past and the holiday yet to come. We're reminded during this time of the year that the year itself is rapidly coming to a close. And that word rapidly is indeed the operative word of the day. The days just seem to fly by anymore. And the months that some years ago seemed to drag on forever, they're now just a quick fire in the pan. And the years, don't even get me started on that. Looking in the mirror isn't nearly the fun that it used to be. Chins sag along with a lot of other things. New aches and pains pop up more regularly. One's stable of doctors and specialists is becoming more and more of an unmanageable task as the various organs and systems that we have, which once worked together in more or less perfect harmony, now work together mostly less. We're also reminded that family and friends are important to us. This time of the year may be one of the only times that we see some of our family, some of our friends. This is also a time when those relationships which have been somewhat strained recently may become even more so. And we tend to give in to that stress and strain by pulling back, or we attack rather than confront the issues as adults who long for a relationship and are willing to make things right again. We're reminded that nothing stays the same forever. Oh, it may appear that things remain the same when looking at things from day to day or even hour to hour. But we all know that people move on. We know that things wear out. Relationships mature and grow, or they wither and die. We like it in our personal ruts, and we often have little emphasis to look out over the walls of that rut to see the changes that are even now taking place. But there comes a time when change overcomes that deepest of those ruts and forces us to move, to grow, to change, or to wither, to shrink, to die. And lastly, we're also reminded of, to use a well-worn phrase, the reason for the season. God providing abundantly for His creation and for His people. God making good on His promises to renew, restore, rescue, and refresh. The biblical story of God and His relationship with the humans He created is one of love and devotion and compassion. The humanity of Jesus Christ, the only begotten Son of God, is both comforting to us as well as challenging. Comforting because we know that God knows what it's like to be human. And challenging because we humans now have a perfect example of life and living to emulate, and we know we can't fully do that. But we also know that God's grace and mercy fill in where we have let go. So, as we settle in for this in-between time at the close of the calendar year, may we do so with purpose and continued thanksgiving for each and every day. And may God bless us, everyone.